Good morning, ladies. This week, we're going to expand on the card that we did last week. It's done in a totally and utterly different way than we did last week, but the finished article is going to look similar to last week's card. So, I'll let you see what I've done. I've taken an edger die and I've made an edge with it. So it makes it look as if it's a flap. So you've got this bit. So it actually covers that bit that we left blank last week and we put bits in. So that's using the holly one. And that's using a snowflake one. And what I did with that was I covered it in Cosmic Shimmer Luna Paste. Just to give it a bit of sparkle. And it also stiffened it up quite a bit. Used glitter card and then put Merry Christmas on it. This one, Deck the Halls, I did cut that out twice. Stuck them together and then I've used a holly die and just decorated it. Very plain card. So, if I let you see what I'm speaking about with the dies. So what you need for this is a die that only cuts one edge. So these are Pink Frog ones and you got them in the 3 sizes. So it cuts out just the one edge and then it embosses at the end. This one is a Crafter's Companion one, and it actually comes with another die that you could cut the whole thing out, but that edge doesn't cut out unless you use the die with it. Same with this one. This is the one that I used here. And to tell if it's a die that's not going to cut out, if it's a full edge, a full line right along, like a cutting edge, it's going to cut the whole thing out like this one. That's got a cutting edge all the way around it. So that's going to cut the whole thing out. This one, another Chinese one, this edge has got nothing. So it will emboss into the card and cut bits out. But there's your cutting edge there. So you would put the non-cutting edge onto your card and that up to the edge of your card. If you don't have dies like this, I mean, you could use ones like this that have a cutting edge, or you can cut into the card. And I'm sure we've all got some sort of die that's going to cut, because we do it on the backs of our cards to make it all fancy. These ones have 2 edges, so you can have it going either way. They've all got, this one and this one are, they're the full thing, so they're no use. Okay, so I'm going to use this one today, which is from that set there. And it's got a separate cutting edge. And I've just taped it together. Put them out of the way just now. Right, so first of all, I'm going to get my A4 card and my board and A4 half fold. Just make sure you've got it right. And burnish it. Okay. On this one, I measured the die and I just made it a fraction bigger. So it's A4 half fold, but I think I cut it at 6 inches. And the same with that one. That's cut at 6 inches. And I fitted the die into it. So because the one I'm using is a full length die, I'm using the full length A4 card. So if we put this on our card, and you can see it's edge to edge, and we want to try and make it as even as possible. And go and tape it down. Now I've opened up my card. Now, there's my boards, my white cotton plate from my Grand Caliber and my raspberry plate. And you can see that they are shorter than the Gemini plates, but they work, still work. Right, so then you put that through your machine, but you don't put it all the way through. If you hear it clunking, that means that it's past the die, so switch it off and reverse it. Or not switch it off, but reverse it, if you know what I mean. Now, if you find that that's not cut out properly, I have a trick. If I can find it. Oh, here it is. Stick your metal adapter on. And you get a far neater cut. Just make sure your board's covering it. Okay. And it'll still work with your plates because it's a thin. And you hear the clunk. That's it past the die, so I've reversed it now. And you see, you get a far, far cleaner cut. There we go. And then just poke out all your bits. You don't want to see me poking out all the bits, so I've got one already. Okay, now, what I've used, if I can find it, I don't know what I've done with them. We're done with my bits. I have all my bits all prepared. Oh, there you go. We're done with them. Yeah. Right, so I measured my card from where my die started. So it was 4 1/4. And I know it's 8 1/4 because it's A4 card. And then on the inside, I measured as well. And it is 5 7/8. Or just under 5 7/8. So I have cut a piece of Miri, gold Miri, and that measures 4 1/8. And then I did my coloured piece of paper, and I've done one with a picture on the bottom, just so that it gives a bit of interest to the card. And I've done that 1/8 of an inch smaller because I just want a very narrow border. And I'm going to glue this on. Now just, you've got wiggle room, especially with Miri card. Now, I have got just takes all the air bubbles out of it. Any glue you've got on your mini card, just take it off now. And there we go. And do the same with your back bit. Now, that's got, you can see the glue through that, but once that dries, you'll not see that. And again, just put this on. As I say, you've got wiggle room with. And there we go. And you'll be able to put a sentiment on there, because that's going to be the inside of your card. And just put that in your card. And make sure and that just shows up your border. Lovely. And there we go. And I wasn't sure what sentiment I was going to put on it. I've got a Merry Christmas, and I've done it in gold and white, and I've just offset it. I think I'm going to go with a Merry Christmas. And I'm just going to and there we go. Now, if you want, you can put something else on that if you want to chuffy it up. I've got a, yeah, I think I will. I'll cut out 2 pieces of, I'll do it in the gold mini, if I've got any of that left. Too quick to tidy up today, that's what it is. I've no gold mini left. I'll just cut a couple of these out. See when you're doing things on the hoof, like that. Oh, it's like an oven in here today. And there we go. Yeah. Right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wee bit of foam pad behind it. Just to lift it. We'll stick that right in the middle. And I'll put glue on the edges. And again. I'm going to stick this one on first. It's getting the back off these foam pads, isn't it? And then where that's meant to be is there. And I'm just going to use like a glittery drop. This is called, oh, glitter drops. It's the Nouveau glitter drops. And there we go. Quick, simple card today, but hunt out your edge dies, and as I say, have a practice first on a piece of scrap card to make sure that it has an edge that doesn't cut into the card, and it's another way of using them. So I've got that one, we've got that one, And we've got that one. I brought the poinsettia one out, similar to this, but it's a poinsettia that we've used umpteen times on the backs of our cards. And I don't know what I've done with it. It's here someplace. I've laid it down when I've taken it out, and I don't know what I can't see it. But it's probably staring me right in the face. Anyway, so that's a snowflake one. That's the holly leaves. And then that's just using an ordinary one that you can get away with for a Christmas theme. Okay, so happy crafting.